Hello everyone and welcome back to Arcade Spirits. If you're interested in playing the game yourself, links in the description as well as a link to the developer's website. If you want to watch the previous parts, I have a playlist. Now let's pick who we gonna help. Percy isn't looking like it doesn't matter for me right here, right? Sharks are circling the snack machine. Uh-oh. Button mashing is thirsty work, and right away from the red lights on the soda machine, I know exactly what is wrong. The waters of life, the dew that flows from the mountains, have dried up. What gives? It's completely empty. Shouldn't they have stocked up before a big event? We did stock up. They just drank it all faster than expected, and there's no more in the back to replace it. I need more caffeine! More caffeine! Think you've had enough there, buddy. They sell us all these salty snacks from one machine, then empty our wallets into another. It's all part of the Grand Master Plan. Pretty sure nothing we do here is organized enough to be considered a Grand Master Plan. Although, maybe I should run this by Gavin. He might have a way to turn this conspiracy theory into reality. We want soda! We want soda! Ashley's doing her best to intervene, but a giant flamingo isn't really distracting enough to keep a bunch of thirsty gamers at bay. How are we gonna fix this? We're gonna ask Ashley for ideas. Ashley, got a minute?
Oh, wow!
Whoa, some crowd, huh? Even if it's a bit much. Yeah, about that. We're out of soda in the back. I mean, we've got the club soda I used to get stains out of the carpet, but any ideas on how to deal with this? Funny, I was just thinking about how I could really go for a nice refreshing soda, but that's not happening right in the middle of this terrible drink shortage. Fortunately for you, I've got a few cases back home. I have a bit of a sweet tooth and so do my friends. I call it our secret stash. Wow, seriously? Hey, all those late nights designing and sewing costumes don't come easy. Sometimes you just need an energy boost at 3 AM. I'll text them to get it, but my hands are tied. Well, not so much tied as in covered in fuzzy flamingo felt. But you get what I'm throwing down. Say no more. I can handle coordination. Just give me their names and I can figure it out from there. Iris and Ashley quickly work out the details. Soon enough, we got a herd of cosplayers on their way with replacement beverages 10 minutes out. On hearing the announcement that we'd be back in stock shortly, the crowd makes their approval known. You're a lifesaver, you two. Ah, shucks. No problem. You keep doing what you do best.
Bye-bye!
I'm gonna go back to keeping the kitties happy, and don't forget to save me a soda, or 3. Drinks are on the way, so we can mark this case closed. Where to next? I think that's all the problems, Antonio. Good work. And it looks like Queen Bee's back in the tournament, facing off against a local. And Percy seems okay, I suppose? Maybe I should check in on them. My calculation shows they are currently in the zone. It would be unwise to disrupt them at this juncture. While I did choose the arcade over the VIPs, I'll stick by that choice, I suppose. I did right by the Funplex. Concern. Funplex Rising runs smoothly after those messes are taken care of, leaving me with one duty remaining: putting calories in my body so I don't pass out. Running around the Funplex all morning takes a lot out of me. Half of Funplex Rising in the can have to go. I've been running myself ragged trying to catch every little problem, and there's still plenty left to do, but no sense not practicing self-care too. It's time to get my lunch on. And while a nice quiet moment to myself would probably help, what would help more would be a smidge of social interaction beyond crisis management. Percy and Queen Bee are obviously tied up in their own affairs, but everyone else should be open. Who could I lean on in my time of need? Ah, so that's why they give you the choice of Percy and Queen Bee at that bit, I think, because they're not going to be available for the next part. Diana's still in her workshop. Maybe she'd like company. Gavin could probably use a break from score wrangling. Ashley just ducked into the employees only room, and Teo lurking around Showtime stage should be good. Let's go. Teo. Teo's looking concernedly down at his phone. He collectively wipes his brow and exhales. Maybe Teo would like to join me on a break. It seems we could both use a little energy boost. Appears to be a good time too. The ever-present group of dancers have cleared away from Showtime stage for the time being. Must be a good breaking point for the tournament. Dancers need to refuel too, I guess. Hey Teo, how's the dancing today? Every time I look over here, people are laughing and smiling. Oh hey! They're rocking and grooving their hardest today. Our crowd might not have as many hoots and hollers and intense battles as Queen Bee's. We've got more newcomers.
Hell yeah!
And we are totally killing it. That's great to hear! The fraction of me madly worrying about Showtime stage is calm, but the rest is still a mess of anxiety. You're too hard on yourself, Antonio. Everyone, including you, is doing a fantastic job. Thanks, Teo. But remember to take a break for yourself, too. In fact, have you eaten lunch yet? Nah, I haven't had time. Seems now is the perfect time, then. I got a mighty hunger, and you're coming with me to a whole story. How could I refuse you? How could I ever refuse you? Plus, I've got a mighty hunger, too, and it's for more time with you. Oh. I'm left utterly speechless, and before I can find the words, Teo continues on. And for some tasty cake. Okay, let's do the thing with the putting the food into our mouth holes. My companion fetches a table in the crowded cafe while I memorize our order and carry it forth to Yon's service counter. I made my way to the front of the line, trying to keep the lunch order neatly arranged in my brain despite all the chaos of today's events.
Well, look who's here.
I'm looking.
I'm here.
It's our favorite arcade wrangler.
Oh,
Arcade
stop.
minion? Arcade flunky? What's the right term?
Oh my god. Event manager, actually. You know those flyers for Funplex Rising I asked you to pass out? It's my baby.
Moving up in the world, I see.
A proud parent of a shiny arcade baby.
And yet, no invite for us to the baby shower.
Why, I feel snubbed.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But seriously, we couldn't be prouder of you. And to
Oh.
think when you first walked in these doors, you were still trying to figure out your place in things.
Oh no,
Ben
I'm
and
gonna
I
have
know a thing or
feelings.
two about finding your dream and sacrificing to make it happen.
Long hours, hard work,
Hard hours and long work, too.
struggling to make ends meet.
Having meetings to discuss how to end the struggles.
Can't imagine how difficult it must have been for you to get to where you are now.
It wasn't that difficult, honestly. I came up with the name, talked it up at max, and that's it.
Oh, I'd be on the lookout for hidden costs on the back end then.
Oh.
Speed bumps on the road of life to catch you unawares as you're soaring down the highway of success.
Okay, thank you for, like, pulling me down to earth.
But if you wreck your $500,000 imported sports car of business triumph, we'll be there to drown your sorrows in coffee.
Oh.
And donuts.
And donuts.
Don't forget the donuts, an essential component. Next order, please.
Okay. Shaking my head, I wander back to our table with lunch in tow. I end up ordering a massive amount of food. It's amazing the stuff Ben and Matt have here beyond just whole-enabled pastries. In my case, a grilled cheese sandwich and a cup of tomato- oh my god, that sounds good. Tomato soup. And a chocolate chip cookie for dessert. All this event managing has given me an unquenchable appetite, and I'm fitting it with as many calories as I can look at. I'm pretty sure I earned it though. As I sit across from Teo, I take note of what he ordered: a hearty-looking salad, a bag of kettle chips, and a decent slice of chocolate cake. All of this looks so delicious. 'Tis a feast set for royalty, and by royalty I mean me and you. We should just share it all. I'm not opposed to sharing. Just looking at the cake is making my mouth water. A splendid idea. We dig in, eating bits and pieces of each other's food. But as I'm stuffing my face morsel by morsel, I can't help but notice that Teo's phone is blowing off the hook with notification noises. Every few seconds it buzzes and chimes in. After several minutes, he reaches for his phone. I say you just ignore those alerts. Aren't you going to check your messages? Or... ... I like none of these. Because he cares so much for people, so I feel like saying, like, I say you just ignore those alerts isn't right. but asking him about, you know what, nah, let's just go with this one. Aren't you going to check your messages? With his phone reminding us of how well-known Teo is, he should just get it over with and attend to his masses. Such popular, many messages, wow. I wish that was the case, Antonio. Sadly, all these messages are work-related this time. Work? As in your job? Yes, I have one of those. I mean, I didn't mean to say you didn't have a job, I just have no idea what you do. Just like you, I make a living in the arcade industry. I don't work in an arcade per se, but I am one of the community managers for the North American division of Showtime Stage. Whoa, that's really neat. It's almost exactly what you see me do at the Funplex, but on a wider scale. More big tournaments, more interacting on social media. Even more dancing. Sounds literally perfect for you, Teo. How did that even happen? Funny and interesting things happen when you have a lot of friends. Makes me think I should work on my networking skills. From what I saw, you did great at Max. Otherwise, we wouldn't have as many people here today as we do. That's a good point. I did bust my ass to make things work out at Max, as did you, honestly. Getting us magical moon cuties was a huge plus. Got to have a friend like you around.
Don't sell yourself short. You're a great friend, too.
Oh, stop.
I mean, look at me now. Last time we lunched here, I was stressing over silly things, wasn't I? You helped me realize that if I don't take the time for myself, I'd never be the best Teo I could be.
I'm glad to have helped. Dance Teo is best Teo, or you do seem to be in a better place. Dance Teo is best Teo. I would say best Teo is when he's dancing. I admit it, I look pretty darn good when I'm moving my hips on that stage. And since you've been working on that self-care, your dancing has even improved. Definitely moved up a few notches on the dance-o-meter.
It's just so easy to fall into those comfortable self-destructive habits. And yeah, I was totally stuck in that cycle.
I know what you mean, Teo. It's been a constant struggle to break out of the mold that my family brought me up in. Watching you has inspired me too.
But you helped me realize I wasn't caring for myself enough. And I'm forever grateful for that.
Blushing.
It's by no means the end of the battle, but it's nice to know I'm not alone anymore. And before I get too mushy about my feelings, I should head back to Showtime Stage.
Ditto. There's still so much I need to do. The day is only halfway over, but thanks for sharing in this much-needed break with me.
Anytime.
Rushing through the rest of our lavish meals, we wrap things up and slip back into the Funplex, almost unnoticed in all the noise and chaos of Funplex Rising. Halfway there. I should have waited to end the last episode, but we were pushing it for the new time. The next few hours pass quickly. With renewed confidence, Percy's deep in his world record run and performing admirably. He's intensely focused on the score, inching ever closer. While Queen Bee effortlessly destroys locals on the path of her inevitable showdown with the demon. Myself, I float through it all, taking care of little problems while keeping an eye on both of them. But as the event winds to a close, all eyes on our two main events, and the very real possibility of our local heroes falling apart at the finish line. I should have checked with one of them. Technically, the worldwide score competition is still on, but the crowds are ignoring the games in favor of crowding around Fists of Discomfort and Moopy. Percy's been on a solid run since his earlier fumbles. Queen Bee's been effortlessly destroying all competitors, as expected. But the demon has been matching her game for game, destroying all his opponents as well. And as predicted, grand finals will come to Queen Bee versus the demon. And as for the magical world of Moopy, Percy's closing in on the world record, with the tape rolling and ready to submit to Twin Galaxies. The pressure is on. I was too busy to really talk to either of them earlier today, wrangling the crowd. I need to be there for them this time. I can't be there for both of them as much as I want to. Who can I focus on? Who do I focus on? Trays! Percy's about to achieve his life ambition. I want to be there when it happens. I'm gonna choose Percy. I know our main event is Fist of Discomfort, but Percy's high score really is just important in my eyes. I should spread my attention out a bit. The good news is that he's closing in on the world record, approaching 3.5 million. A small crowd has gathered to watch Percy's progress. Not as large a crowd as the one around Fist of Discomfort, but Retro still has a following in 20XX, clearly. Almost there, you can do it! I gently push my way to the front of the crowd. Percy is deep in concentration as I see a bead of sweat slide down his brow. As much as I don't want to take his focus off of Moopy, Percy could use a little check-in. Almost there?
Almost there.
Mr. Moopy glides through maze after maze, point pressing by sticking around just long enough to grab all the dots to zap all the monsters before exiting stage left. His expression is dead serious, absolute focus, in the zone. But I know once he achieves this dream he'd been reaching for, we'll get our happy Percy back from the zone. Any minute now, just a matter of minutes before the world record is his, at long last. Oh my god, his face! I'm almost... Percy? Almost. Something's wrong. Something is very wrong. That's not the look of someone in the zone. That's the look of someone in actual physical pain. Percy's face becomes a sharp grimace as his hand clutches around the joystick hard enough to send Mr. Moopy down a dead end. Oh no. His right hand clutches at his chest, every muscle in his body tightening, sweat forming on his brow. If I didn't know better, I'd think...
No, not now. Not now.
Oh no. Percy, you okay there? What's wrong? It's nothing, just my heart. It's fine. Just this condition I have.
Quickly, he grabs my jacket with the same ferocity he was grabbing at his shirt.
Please, just a few minutes. Don't do anything. Don't stop me yet. I can do this.
Oh my god, Percy, I don't know. Call 911 and stop the game? Pull the plug on the game? Let him keep playing? I don't know, I shouldn't have picked this! I should have been with Queen Bee instead! This is medical! This is why? Oh my god. Let's go with the basic option. This is stupid. This is his dream, and it's mine to make the funplex soar. Maybe it's just the fear of everything crashing down, denial that everything's wrong, but I offer him a nod. Keep going. He gives me an appreciative look, quickly navigating Moopy through the maze to the exit and through the next maze, and then another jolt of pain shoots through his body as he collapses off his stool. No, dreams be damned. I'm not insane enough to let him die over this. Iris, call 911. On it. Please, I have to do this. Gavin takes a moment to direct the ever-growing crowd. Funny how emergencies always draw way more attention than the event itself. I need everyone to back away and give Percy some space. An ambulance will be arriving soon and I need a clear path. The crowd murmurs, some of them feeling uncomfortable, wandering off to the Fist of Discomfort finals, which are clearly wrapping up from the sound of it. Others make a clear path, but stand around watching and waiting. This isn't how I wanted it to end. It isn't over, it's just over for now, okay? I'm with you, I'm here with you. Focus on me, we'll get through this. I suppose, thank you. I'm sorry to burden you with this. A few minutes later, the ambulance approaches, and two EMTs rush into the arcade, rolling along a stretcher. I go with them, of course, because this is my fault. I'm the one who organized the event, I'm the one who pushed everybody past their limits, all in the name of making my dream a reality. I've been working hard to make what would have been a temporary job in a long string of temporary jobs into something more, something I believe in, but I didn't stop to think of what would cost me and everyone around me. Percy! I wasn't a blood relative, but Percy insisted I stay with him the whole way through the admission process. I was there when the doctor explained that the tremor had passed, and with emergency medication and an overnight observation period, he'll likely be released the next day. And even as visiting hours dwindled away, I stayed at his bedside. On the plus side, I'll be swimming in little pudding cups tonight, I suppose. Might be hard to sleep, what with all the sugar, that free sugar. Truth be told, he's in a better spirits than I am. I suppose I owe you an explanation, don't I? It's not like you're obligated to share your medical history with a stranger, Percy. But you're hardly a stranger, yes? Now, I wouldn't call you a confidant, but I'll confide in you regardless. There's a heart disease, a rare one, which runs in my family, and now it's my time. I tried treatment for it, but I'm afraid my old ticker didn't improve one bit. So, how long do you have? At last check, 2 years. I think you see now why I'm rather eager to topple that high score sooner than later. As there may not be a later, see?
Now, none of that. I made peace with this ages ago.
Oh, shut up!
Life is, unfortunately, a fatal illness. Everybody passes in time. Mine may be sooner than others, sooner than yours, but that's just how it's going to be. The important thing is not the quantity, but the quality of that life. I'm aiming to make the most of my remaining days.
Oh no, I'm already tearing up.
Raising money for charities, working on my movie ambition, enjoying time with friends, things like that.
And playing a silly arcade game for hours and hours every day count as quality time? The instant I say it, I regret it. Normally I stop and think more and decide something appropriate to say, but it just slipped out. Fortunately, he doesn't seem to mind. Absolutely. I suppose I may as well summarize for you the reason why I'm obsessed with this silly arcade game. My sister. My dear little sister Stella, the first in my family to fall to this heart disease. Stella was the one who loved Moopy, loved it with all her heart, and it's in her honor that I chase my score. Not for my glory, but for her memory. And now I don't know what to say. I don't really know Percy that well. I never truly sat down with him for a chat or anything like that, and now he's bearing his soul to me. But again, he seems to understand my predicament. Cheer up, love. It's my burden to bear, not yours. Truthfully, I'm lucky today wasn't the end. I'll have another chance. I've you to thank for that. Blah blah blah. I still don't know how to say this. Pardon? I nearly killed you for my dream, or if I look in a mirror, pretty sure I'll see Deko Nami, or if you told me about this condition, I'd have cancelled. I nearly killed you for my dream. Percy, I got so wrapped up in promoting the Funplex that I nearly put you in the morgue. I feel like complete... You deserve better than that. Better than someone focused on dragging themselves out of depression that they ignore the needs of their friends. Come now, it's not quite like that. I agreed to help you with Funplex Rising. That was my choice. I know that high pressure could do this, and I did it anyway, for you and for me. And you know why it's so important to me. You know why I'd ignore even my doctor's orders and carry on.
So if you insist on considering yourself a fool, well, I'm just as foolish. We could be proper fools together. Is that acceptable?
Stop! Yeah.
Then we have an accord.
2 years, huh? Give or take. I'm having feelings. It's strange how at peace he is with the idea of dying. I wasn't with him the whole day, though. Now I sort of wish I had been. Queen Bee needed my help too, but, well, hindsight 2020, that kind of thing. Before I can say another word, there's a sharp knock at the door, which then immediately opens.
What the f?
Holy blah blah purpur, what the blah blah happened? That's my censoring. They told me your heart exploded or something. Also, hi kid. Hi? Ah, Queen Bee. How'd the tournament go? Afraid I was a bit occupied at the moment. Couldn't watch the finals. Who hecking cares? I do, I just said so, yes? Sorry, right, I'll keep it short. I lost. Got completely and utterly owned too. Ah, jeez. Surprisingly enough, it's not as bad as I feared. Seems that the demon actually came all the way not to kick my ass, but to scout me. He's forming a team, and wants me to join. Wait. The demon is hiring you? No more L7?
Victory!
No more L7. Way to twist defeat into victory, huh? Another dream I nearly annihilated while trying to achieve mine. Oh man, Antonio, we gotta do something about this. Nearly, though. Thank goodness for Turn of Fortune. Right, that's my story. In Reader's Digest form. Now, it's your turn, Purper. What the heck, man? Nothing for you to concern yourself with. Just a minor name?
Nothing for you to concern yourself with. Just a minor embuggerance.
Oh, bull heck. This is the same thing your sister had, isn't it? Well, it's not like Percy's only friends with me. Seems he's told Queen Bee his tale too. No wonder she rushed right over. Well, yes. How long? 2 years. Blah, blah, blah. The hospital PA system chimes, grabbing my attention. Your attention, please. Your attention, please. Visiting hours are now over. Visiting hours are now over. Suppose it's time for you to head on home. And don't you worry about me. I'll be out of here in the morning, probably take a break from Moopy for a time, then I'll pop by the Funplex all the same. Only if you're sure, Percy. You know me, love. I'm an optimization expert, and my way of keeping calm through this silliness is to optimize the happiness I can find in the time remaining to me. And that means the Funplex. The Funplex. Queen Bee offers me a ride back to the Funplex in her car. I've got an event to wrap up, and then a bus to catch back to my apartment. Neither of us really feel like talking on the way there. I'm back. You know what? We're gonna stop here. If you're interested in playing the game yourself, I have a link in the description, as well as like a link to the devs' websites, because that's where you'll find like every link to like wherever you could play this game, and well, maybe there's a little surprise in case you haven't been checking them out lately. If you want to watch the previous parts, I have a playlist. If you don't want to miss the next video, subscribe, turn on notifications, leave a like if you liked it. Hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye! And thank you to this month's patrons. If you're interested in becoming a patron, I have a link in the description. Hopefully I'll see you there.